Mississippi Middays in the Element Studios. I could use that for the talent portion of the pageant. I just don't have the legs for the evening dress competition. We've got with us Mary Margaret Edney, the press chair for the Miss Mississippi organization. Big week for the organization because it's Miss Mississippi week. How are you doing this morning, Mary?
We're tired, but we're here. It's been a great week
Oh,
so far.
I hate to sound even a slightly negative note, but you think you're tired now. Let's check back on Monday and see how you're doing because you got a big weekend coming.
We do. We do. We're excited. The final portion of the competition will happen Saturday night. So tonight, Friday, we've got one more round of preliminary competition, and then Saturday night we'll have our winner.
Now, tell us about this week and how it's unfolded, where it's happening, exactly what has happened so far, because it is kind of a week-long event, isn't it?
It is. So it's in Vicksburg, Mississippi. The headquarters for everything is the Vicksburg Convention Center downtown. So the contestants arrived last weekend on Saturday. So they're coming up on day 6 already. There's a program, a mentorship program with the pageant. So girls ages 7 through 13, they crowned them as Magnolia Bells last Saturday. Rehearsals, all of that at the beginning of the week. There was a parade Monday evening through downtown Vicksburg. Each day there's been an autograph party, there's been rehearsals, speaking engagements for the contestants, different things going on. And then, of course, the competition, preliminary competition started Wednesday night, had 2 winners Wednesday night in talent and then in evening wear. 2 winners last night, talent and evening wear, and then we'll continue with preliminaries this evening too.
Now, let's go ahead and give some attention, if we can. Who were those preliminary winners? Who do we have that already have some achievement out of this experience?
Yeah, yeah. So Wednesday night, our winner in talent was Miss Mississippi State University, Sarah Randolph. Our winner in evening wear was Miss Vicksburg, Morgan Nelson, both Vicksburg girls. And then last night, our talent winner was Miss Hattiesburg, Jane Granberry. She was a dancer. And evening wear was Miss University, Mackenzie Cox.
Very nice. So we've got those four already. And how does that factor into winning the overall competition? Does that carry any weight when they're tallying up the final scores that they won a preliminary?
It does. It does. So each segment of the competition holds different weight. I think talent is 30%, health and fitness is 20%, and then there's interview. So they will roll some of that score from the preliminary competitions if they're named a top 10 finalist Saturday night. Then a piece of that score stays with them, but the clock kind of starts over too. So they'll redo their talent, they'll redo their evening wear, and all of that on Saturday night.
So would it be fair to say in some ways it's almost kind of a tiebreaker for the big night, these preliminaries?
It it can be. Yeah, they definitely make a difference. Again, you can kind of see, we know whose scores are higher in these certain areas. There are some scores we don't know. We don't announce winners in their private interview, for example, that they have one-on-one with the judges. They get a little more into current events and things like that. And then they also have an onstage interview question. That's another score that during preliminaries is not released. So the talent and the evening wear are the only ones that we can, kind of publicly track who are, you hate to call them front runners, but who those winners are at this time.
Now, one thing you can publicly track, I know this, is the scholarships that you give out because you guys hand out a ton of money to the contestants in this pageant.
We do. Mississippi is actually one of the top scholarship awarding competitions in the Miss America program, which, I think is incredible. This year, we're looking to give out about $130,000 worth of scholarships. And so I think it comes out to around 70 awards or so. And that's preliminary winners get scholarships for that. The top 10, you've got quality of life winners. Each contestant has a social impact initiative. Back in the day, we called those their platform that they work on, community service minded things. There are finalists who are recognized for that. There are a lot of business sponsors who help out with the pageant. So there's medical groups will offer a $500,000 scholarship to the girl who has the highest GPA in a medicine related field, things like that. So, yeah, it's a tremendous amount of money, and every contestant leaves with some amount of scholarship dollars in their pocket.
So just making it to the pageant, you've got some kind of scholarship money coming your way.
Yes, you do. And there's scholarships at the local level too. When they win that local title, they start earning scholarships right then.
Now, they changed it from platform to what was it? Social something?
Community service initiative.
Community service initiatives. Why did they change it from platform? That made sense to me.
I think, yeah, yeah. I think just to make it more obvious of exactly what it is. And I think too, to better connotate the hands-on piece of it. You're not just standing on stage like they do in Miss Congeniality and saying, donate your organs. These girls are out in the community. They're hugging kids at Blair Batson. They're doing the work. So you're not just an advocate for it. You're doing some hands-on stuff while also advocating for that initiative.
I love your immediate go-to example was donate your organs, all of them, just give them away.
I'm
But
telling you, if you're familiar with pageants from the 1990s, that's what it seemed like it was.
just about every other contestant, it felt like.
Mhm.
But that does to me speak to one thing that gets talked about, but I don't think anyone really focuses on it. Because these young women that are in this pageant, in most pageants, if not all of them, but this one especially, this is the big show. There is an immense amount of pressure on every single syllable that comes out of their mouth, and every time they wiggle a toe, it is just nonstop pressure. That's a lot to deal with, and still give a good performance, I think. Have you had anybody that just like almost came close to the point of having a little mini freak out and going, I can't do this? Does that ever happen? It would to me, is why I'm asking.
Yeah, so these girls prepare for months leading up to this competition. Many of them have competed before. And so I think that they are often strong mentors for the girls who are competing for the first time. That's overwhelming for sure. They're in group messages, they're talking in the months leading up to this. So it is a lot. It's exhausting. It is a lot of pressure. But they also have a tremendous support system in each other. And so I think that that helps. If you are friends with some of these girls, you'll see on social media when Miss Vicksburg gets married, Miss Leaf River Valley is her maid of honor, Miss Hattiesburg is a bridesmaid. And so, you see those relationships that form the hostess program. So, we have adult women, a lot of time, grandma, mom energy. They kind of take care of these girls throughout the week. They're there to help with that sort of thing too, and kind of mitigate that as the week goes on.
Well, it's coming up, the big show. You got more preliminaries today, but tomorrow is the actual pageant. Tell us about where, when, how to see it, all of that good stuff.
Yeah, yeah. So the Saturday night competition is going to start at 8 p.m. Same thing, downtown Vicksburg at the Vicksburg Convention Center. I believe there are still tickets available. If you check out the Miss Mississippi website, there's an email address and a phone number there if you want tickets. Also, you can reach out on social media. There is a live stream package available online, so you can tune in online, but it'll also be broadcast statewide. The Jackson TV station is WLBT, and then across the state, their affiliates, WLOX on the coast, and the others in North Mississippi. So, yeah, everybody can tune in. We would encourage you to watch.
No, and everybody's going to want to, because this is one of those events. Every single area of the state has a dog in this hunt, if you will. Somebody from your area is competing to win the title of Miss Mississippi. Mary Margaret Edney, I have enjoyed talking to you, and I look forward to your presentation of your talent next year, starting Monday. She didn't want to reveal this. She's starting her rehearsals for her talent, which is extreme napping.
Yes,
Start working
absolutely.
hard on that Monday and then just build up from there. Have a fantastic pageant, a fantastic show. Good job with all the scholarship money you're giving away, and keep up the good work.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for having us.
Mary Margaret Edney, the press chair for the Miss Mississippi organization. Big pageant coming up tomorrow. Big week over in Vicksburg. We continue on this Friday morning. Next, keep it here.